Hey everyone, welcome to the second part of this series about my first ever reef tank. And this will be a very exciting video. I will show you the cycling process, improvements I made since the last time, but most importantly, I will show you some amazing corals, creatures and fish I introduced into this tank. It turned out to be one of the best, most educational and rewarding projects in my very long fish keeping journey, and I just cannot wait to share it with you. So let's get started. In the previous episode I showed you all technical details about this tank. I went through the process of designing and gluing the hardscape. I showed you how I prepared sand and water, and we ended up with great looking but quite empty Nano REEF tank. If you're interested, link to the full video is in the description. So check it out if you want, but come back to this one because I have some great things to show you. Now let's come back to our tank. I have little experience with reef tank development and I wasn't sure how much time it will take to cycle. So I was dosing bacteria every day for the first 2 weeks. After that time, I started to test the water parameters. Doing it earlier really didn't make much sense. And to my surprise, even though I had biomedia with bacteria on it, sand with bacteria on it, and on top of this I was dosing additional starter bacteria, I was still getting high ammonia results. I was really hoping to start adding some life already, but this is not going to happen with that result. Even though corals can live in traces of ammonia, I wanted to play safe and just waited. But I used this additional time to address two things that might be neglected by people used to work with freshwater tanks: water flow and evaporation. Let's start from the water current. It's absolutely essential in reef tanks because it helps with delivering food, oxygen and nutrients to corals. Water flow also helps with cleaning debris from coral surface, which helps them with photosynthesis. That single pump doesn't generate enough water movement, so I decided to install this wave maker. It creates water movements that are more randomized and resemble how water behaves in the oceans. Next, I had to address water evaporation. In freshwater tanks, it's not really that important because there are no real or dangerous consequences. Low water level just looks bad. But in reef tank, it's essential to keep the salinity levels stable and salt doesn't evaporate, only water does. With water level going down and salt amount staying the same, overall salinity level is increasing. To fight against that, I installed this auto top-off system. It will add small amounts of RO water every time it evaporates from the tank and will keep the salinity exactly where I want it. After all technicalities were sorted and additional 2 weeks of testing, I got what I wanted. I was so excited for this. My patience was really tested this time, but today is the day and I will finally add my first life to my reef. Because of my lack of experience, I decided to do it very slowly and in many steps, so my tank could adjust to the increased bioload. So every 7 to 10 days I was adding a little bit more corals and other creatures so I could observe them, react to eventual issues and minimize any danger to them. I started from 3 easy beginner friendly corals and 1 snail. We have here Duncan coral, Zoanthids and 1 mushroom. They are all closed now because of stress, and they will look completely different later. I was drip acclimating them to even out all water parameters and make the transition less stressful for them. I also did that with my main light switched off. This is why it all looks a little bit weird, and I took acclimation really slowly. After 2 hours, my snail was ready to go to the tank. There you go, buddy. I hope you will like it in here. With corals, I did it equally slow, but I had to do one additional step. I had to dip them. Dip is a special solution that is safe for corals but harmful to pests. And dipping is the process of removing parasites and other unwanted guests from your corals. So it's a very good practice to do that when you're introducing new corals to your tank. I kept them in here for a few minutes and I was blowing this solution all over the container to make sure it does its job. After a few minutes, I rinsed my corals in tank water and they were ready to be introduced to my reef. At the beginning, I was just placing them like that, together with their frag plugs. The only exception was this Duncan coral that I had to glue to my rock. And that was it for now. Like I said, I started very safe and slow. This way, I had a lot of time to observe them, to look how they react, and try to get better at recording. My footage was really bad in this blue light. It doesn't even show 20% of the beauty of this tank. But luckily, I got much better at it. You will see how my recordings were maturing together with this tank. After 1 week, everything seemed fine. Corals were opening up and looked very healthy, way better than you can see right now, and I was super happy with how they were all doing. I mean, look at this guy. Yes, you can make fun. Yes, it's quite empty, but for me, I mean, this was a big moment. I have living corals in my tank, and I felt such a responsibility for their well-being. But because everything was doing great, I made another step. As planned, 1 week later, I got few additional corals and this amazing guy. How cute is he? Look at his little legs. This is going to be a great addition to my tank. He has some trouble moving on a glass surface, but don't worry, little man. Soon you will have entire rocky reef to explore. I slowly acclimated and added him to the tank. Next, I repeated my routine with the corals. So, very slow drip acclimation and dipping. Here you can see some examples why it is so important. This right there was on one of my corals, and I have no idea what it is. And here you can see something jumping, and again, I'm not sure if this is good or bad. But the biggest surprise was this. I think they are legs. Well, probably they are not called legs, but still. Legs of what? Well, I was blowing some water on my coral and it just came out. And look at it. How amazing is that? I did some research and it seems to be one of the good guys. So I decided to add him to my reef. I think it's kind of a risk on my side. So if anybody knows exactly what is the name of this species, please comment below. I really want to be sure that I should keep it in here. But you know, this is one of those amazing things about reef tanks. I'm buying a cheap coral and getting this creature that looks like an alien. But anyway, after dipping and acclimating, I've added my corals to my tank. And it started to look good in real life, but was still looking bad on the video. But I still kept working on that to deliver you amazing shots later. After my reef adjusted to new life, I've ordered some more corals. This time I wanted to complete my zoa garden, so I bought few different color variations. I also got this amazing Euphyllia. It doesn't look good right now after shipping, but check this out. It's the same coral few hours later, but already placed in my tank. How amazing is this? Entire tank slowly started to look good. There was more and more life, movement and colors. I got no problems, everything was looking healthy, nothing was dying, parameters stayed stable. But this time I waited additional 2 weeks for the main event. The biggest and most important shipment. This is so exciting to open that I wanted to do it with you. Because in this box we have business? Okay. Ammonia production. Ammonia production? Really? If this is done deliberately by the store, I mean, that was quite funny. But there is no ammonia in my tank. Huh, I checked. Okay, but let's check what's really inside. We have few types of snails to help with maintenance. Oh wow, this is a big one. I was expecting something way smaller. We have few coral frags. I actually forgot about those in all the excitement. And we have this, my first clownfish. Oh my god, he's so beautiful. What an amazing color. This is so cool. And another snail. This is a big boy. And very interesting looking one. And another clownfish. Equally gorgeous. And finally, the centerpiece of my tank. Anemone. A big anemone. I was expecting it to be tiny. There were 3 sizes to choose from, and I got the smallest one. That actually might be an issue, because it will get even bigger in the tank, I think. But still, what an amazing creature this is. So weird. As always, I took acclimation very seriously and took my time with it. First, I placed my anemone in its place. And I gotta say, this spot right in the middle works great with it. I mean, this was the entire plan from the beginning. All that rock work, you see why I shaped it like that, to fit this amazing animal right here. But I am worried about the size. I have to wait and see how big it will get once it settles here. So let's give it some time. Now it's time to introduce these little guys into my reef tank. Wow, it took a lot of time to get this tank ready for fish. There you go. I promise I will do everything to keep you happy in here. Luckily, they immediately seemed very comfortable in here. No loss of color, no shock. They even started eating on day 1. These are very good signs. And this anemone, it started already to expand and was getting bigger and bigger, up to the point that it became a threat to its surroundings. Look at it now! You see what I mean? I think this is where my lack of experience is showing. In case of real problems, I think I will just have to give it back to avoid any danger to the corals and anemone itself. It would be a real shame, but you know, safety of my animals is the highest priority. For now, let's give all new life a bit time to settle in. And here we are, another 3 weeks later. The tank looks absolutely amazing. It's colorful, full of life, and so different from all my other tanks. It makes such a big impression of every person that sees it. There are 2 more corals added, but I will not bore you with very similar footage when I'm introducing them. Most important thing for me is that after all this time, I have 0 problems with it. This is what I see every day when I'm working on the videos for you. Not a bad sight, isn't it? Let me know what you think of it in the comments. I know that considering saltwater tanks, this one is still very fresh. But still, after all this time, I haven't lost anything. Not a single snail, not even a single polyp of any coral. Our crab is healthy, already molted once, which is a very good sign. He is very active and doing just great. Fish are fine, there are no signs of stress or illness of any kind. They are eating and growing very fast. All snails are alive and doing well. And those corals, they all look so amazing. Every single one. The shapes, the colors, the movement, all of them are opening every day and doing just fantastic. Some of them aren't here for over 2 months now, so I was able to notice even some growth. There are new heads popping here and there. What an amazing result! I know that some problems might still come. Actually, they probably will come. I'm still a total beginner in this type of builds, so I'm learning every day about it. So getting this tank to look and work like that is a big win for me. If you have any tips, suggestions, I'm all open to it. So don't be shy and write down what you think. In the next episode, I will explain how I maintain it and keep it clean and healthy. It should be out in a few days, so subscribe if you don't want to miss that one. If you like the video, leave a like, it really helps me out. But for now, thank you very much for watching and see you in the next one.